Westy, you've been here a long time like I have. We like to harken back to something we call the Atlanta tax. That usually is your either career or individual season's special numbers sometimes get taxed because you're here. You're doing it in a place where you're not winning as much, or you're just not in one of the glamour spots in different sports. In that case, the NFL, you have to not only pay the Atlanta tax, you have to pay the Falcon tax. You and I know this. Tommy knows he paid the tax 60 years ago. Other players throughout their careers have paid that tax.
Tommy Novus is still paying that tax in the afterworld.
He is. Yeah. He doesn't. I mean, we always said it. If he is playing for Chicago, he gets Dick Butkus kind of love. Mm-hmm. So I saw one of these lists that backs up what I'm talking about. They were ranking the top 32 wide receivers. This comes from John Frisella of the Bleacher Report. And I want to nitpick this because I think this deserves some nitpicking. Right now in his rankings, he's got Jamar Chase as the number one receiver in the league. Fine. Then there's Justin Jefferson. You could change those two, 1 and 2, all you want, but they're the top. He's got A.J. Brown, number 3, which I found interesting. Mike Evans, and then C.D. Lamb. That's the top 5. The rest of the top 10, Nico Collins of the Texans, Terry McLaurin of the Commanders, Puka Nacua of the Rams, Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Lions, and number 10, Brian Thomas of the Jags in the top 10. And I'm thinking, well, where's Drake? You have to go all the way down to number 14 to get to Drake London, and here's where my nitpicking begins. If it's me, just me, I'm putting Drake at around 10. If you want to say 11, fine, but this is nitpicking. I'm putting ahead of Brian Thomas. I'm putting him today ahead of Malik Neighbors. I'm putting him ahead of Lad McConkey today, and yes, I'm putting him ahead of Tyreek Hill. Not in a race. Tyreek can still beat him, but Tyreek's 31. He's showing decline, and there are a lot of other issues that come with Tyreek. I think the world of Lad. I think the upside of Malik Neighbors is huge, and I think Brian Thomas had a very good rookie season. I think Drake, his numbers last year, combined with the fact that the first 2 years of his career were completely cratered because of quarterback play, offensive play calling was sketchy, any number of things you want to add. That Drake, when he had an average, and I'm being kind, Kirk had an average 13 games. He had a couple of really high points. He had a lot of bad stuff. Through all that, Drake had a 100-catch season for nearly 1,300 yards and nearly double-digit touchdowns playing in that offense. I think Drake's a top 10, top 11 type receiver, but playing here, the Atlanta tax gets him, and you put him at 14 or 15 on lists like this.
I agree with you. And again, we can't say that the Falcons are never on television. We just documented the fact that they had 5 primetime games last year. But again, who's watching those primetime games? Because they involve the Atlanta Falcons. Drake London, drafted by the previous staff in terms of Art Smith. That staff, as we well know, liked big, physical receivers. And this is a guy that can go up and get the ball at the pylon, in the corner of the end zone. He's physical. He's tough. He blocks downfield. He's sure-handed. And I'm with you. I don't buy the 14th overall ranking. And again, you have to take in consideration, if we're going to say it's a factor in the stagnation or fall off of the career and production of Kyle Pitts, I think you have to apply the same quarterback-related explanation to Drake London. And despite that, as you said, 100-catch season.
I would also add, he is playing in the same offense where Bijan's going to get 1 million touches. He's also playing in an offense where Mooney, he separated himself. Mooney had a really good season. And I say this tongue-in-cheek, but not like Ray McLeod was pretty good. It wasn't bad. So Drake, Malik Neighbors got unlimited touches with the Giants because they had nothing else. Give the ball to Malik. He's a potential star. And this is nothing against Malik. I would say the same about the Jags with Brian Thomas with a lack of other wonderful weapons. The Chargers not exactly dripping in offensive weapons, and I'm a fan of Lad. I probably sold Lad harder to a lot of people as a first-round pick. I just think Drake's better. That's all. I just think he's better, and when you're playing here, sometimes that gets lost in translation.
I think Drake is a different kind of receiver than Lad McConkey, too.
Agreed.
Yeah, different kind of receiver. But yeah, I'm with you on that. London is underrated, no doubt.